Hello viewers, welcome back to the 8th day session. On this 8th day session, we are going to deal about les verbes auxiliaires in French, that is auxiliary verbs in English. Les verbes auxiliaires in French and auxiliary verbs in English. Okay. Now, before getting into this two auxiliary verbs, avoir and être, let's make a recap of what we dealt yesterday, because what we dealt yesterday has got a lot to do with this conjugation. Okay, so last session we dealt about the subject pronouns. I told you the subject pronouns will be placed before the verb and it's a doer of the action. Okay, and the pronouns actually, why do you use a pronoun? I told you how you use a pronoun. For a noun, we replace the noun by a pronoun. So these are the subject pronouns. Okay. So now I'll just recall this because it will be easy for you to conjugate the verbs. From now on, the conjugation will be there, and conjugation is very important to write even a sentence in French. Okay. So yesterday you don't see the other things, just only the one in the blues. Okay. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. I told you, je is the first person, tu is the second person, and il, elle is the third person. Okay? And the plural of the same thing, first person plural. First person, these are all singular. And this is plural. First person nous, second person plural vous, and third person plural il or elle. And this vous, I told you, I said all these are plural, but vous can be used for singular also with respect. Yesterday I told you ninga. This is ni, this is ninga. Ninga can be group, okay, plural, and also with respect for a singular person I can use it vous. Okay. So be careful, don't change the order while you conjugate. Please don't change. Always stick first, second, third. Singular, plural. Always to this order. When you change the order, it will be total chaos. So see to that you always follow this order. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. And we also dealt about the pronoun tonic. Okay, the pronoun tonic we are not getting to do it again because we don't have time. We can finish off this, and maybe if you have time, we'll come back to pronoun tonic. Okay. Now, in French, okay, when you start learning French, the first verbs that you ever learn before all the other verbs is the conjugation of avoir and être. It's a conjugation of avoir and être. These are the two verbs that you have to know first when you start to learn French. Okay, why is this? Because this will help as a base to go for the past tense also. So these verbs, that is auxiliary avoir and être in present tense, will help you to do the past tense also. And these are the verbs used in day-to-day language all the time. Okay, day-to-day language, you use these verbs very often, and you can express yourself very easily also with these verbs. It's easy for you to express yourself. That means, so these verbs got to be crammed up. There is no way, you have to cram it. Okay, once you forget, it's a blunder. When you make, for example, in English we say, he does the work, he do the work, it's a blunder. Likewise, here the conjugation matters. Okay, and in French, the conjugations are totally different. And you have to know them, learn them by heart, and go ahead. Now, avoir, actually, what is avoir? Avoir, actually, grammatically, it is called as infinitive. Infinitive. It is called as infinitive. What is infinitive? Grammatically, it's called avoir is infinitive. Okay. With infinitive, you cannot make sentences, okay. But what is infinitive? Infinitive is nothing but to plus the verb. To plus the verb is called the infinitive. Avoir is nothing but to have. Avoir is nothing but to have. What about être, sir? There is a circumflex. Can you see? Être. There is a stress on E. You don't say etre. You say être. That is the stress. Être. Okay? The verb être, to be. To be. This. So être is what you call the infinitive. What is infinitive? Infinitive is nothing but to plus a verb. To play, to dance, to write. To plus a verb is called the infinitive. So avoir is the infinitive, être is the infinitive. And these two verbs are auxiliary verbs in French. In French, you call it the verb auxiliaire. Okay, now let's go about it. Now, this is a conjugation. I'll write the meaning later. I'll come up. Now, when you do the conjugation, first you write the subject pronoun. So, the first element will be the subject pronouns. Okay, what we read yesterday. Sorry, the last class. Okay, je. Actually, there is a e. There is a e in here. There are two vowels meeting. So this e disappears. The e disappears, and you put an apostrophe saying that there is a word which has been taken out, and you should read it as one word. J'ai. J'ai. Tu as. Tu as. Il a. Elle a. J'ai. Tu as. Il a. Elle a. Nous avons. Here you can see a consonant and a vowel. Can you see that? A consonant and the next word starting with a vowel. So again I told you about liaison. So it should be read as one verb. You get a Z sound, something like Z sound, okay? Nous avons. You don't say nous avons. We say nous avons. Nous avons. Okay, as one word. You should read it as one word. Nous avons. Again, consonant and a vowel. Vous avez. Vous avez. You shouldn't say vous avez. No, it's wrong. Vous avez. Again, il ends with a S and O. Okay, here. Here also yes, here also yes. So, consonant and a vowel. Here also it is linked. So, you get a sort of Z sound over here. All these words will have a sort of, listen to my pronunciation. Nous avons, avons, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Okay? Ils ont, elles ont. Sort of the Z sound. This nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So, I told you the verb avoir, the infinitive avoir is nothing but to have. So, what does this mean? You may ask me, what does this mean? Okay, this means j'ai will be I have. Tu, you have. Il, he or she has. We have. You have. They have. That's all. Now, you can see in English how easy it is. You know the infinitive to have, and the whole thing goes with have, except for this third person. We say he has. Present tense conjugation. I have a car. You have a car. He has a car. She has a car. We have a car. You have a car. They have a car. Have is easy. But look at the changes in French. For je, it is I, it is AI. For tu, it is AS. For il, it is A. For elle, it is A again. For nous avons, AVOIR. For vous, it changes. Again, for il, it changes. Can you see the change? So you have to remember it. And once you go to the other verb, there will be a confusion between these two. So you got to be crystal clear with this. Finish off with this and let's get into that. So the verb avoir, okay, I'm reading it once again. J'ai, you got to read it as one verb. Another thing you can ask me, sir, you can see you and a. The two vowels. Why not we remove this? This elision is done only for the sound's sake. It should be pleasant to the ears. So you cannot cut this u and put an apostrophe and that will have a confusion with the reflexive pronoun ta, and all that. Okay, direct object, indirect object, there will be a problem. So when the sound is good, chi, a, no problem. Here, j, a, two vowels are pronounced here. J, a. So we are letting the e disappear and we call it deletion. Here we don't do it. The sound is good. Chi, a. Fine, no problem. Chi, a. Next. J, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Okay? Listen to me once again. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Okay, now I want you to come again with me. Follow it. Come again. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, this S is silent, okay, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. If you have a notebook nearby, a pen, take a pen and you can write it also. You should remember these verbs because it's very important. Okay? J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Okay? Means here, j'ai. Only once you know the conjugation, how the verb is conjugated, you can form any number of sentences in French with the help of a dictionary. All that you need is a vocabulary. You have a dictionary by your side, you can do it. But conjugation is the most complicated part in French. Okay? Conjugation is the most complicated. Once you know the conjugation and the gender, I told you, masculine, feminine, you can't ask the why of it. You can't ask why. Why this pen, ballpoint pen is masculine and why the fountain pen is feminine, you can't ask the why of it. That comes by practice, and this also comes by practice, the conjugation also. If you master these two things, that is the gender and the conjugation, French is in your fingertips. You can score very good marks in French. French is easy, very easy, provided you know the conjugation and the gender. That's the most complicated thing. You get that done, everything is easy for you. Okay? Now, so for here you can say I have, you can fill it up with any word. I have a bike. Tu as, you have some chocolates. You look at the dictionary, you can write the words. But this will not be available in the one black I've written, the conjugation will not be available in the dictionary. It will be in the conjugation. Okay, you look at the word have, it will be written our. The conjugation will not be there. Okay, so conjugation will have a separate thing at the last, or sometimes dictionary also has it. As a below they give you at the last. Okay, okay. Now, one more time. J'ai, tu as, this a when you say, you can accentuate, it can go up, this can come down, this can go up, this can come down. Tu as, il a. Tu as, il a. Okay, come again. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So when you compare with English, you can see the difficulty. Okay, you won't make mistakes in the subject. Je, first person, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il. This will be always there in all the conjugation. But this verb, the conjugated verb, will be different. When you get je, you get ai. with an apostrophe over here because two vowels. When you get three, you get AS. When you get il, you get A. When you get al, you get A. When you get nu, it is AVOINS. When you get U as a subject, you get AVEZ. When it is il, ONT. But English is not the case. The infinitive is the same, the conjugation is all the same. Have. Only the subject remains the same also. Only for he and she, you get as has. So English conjugation is easy, whereas French conjugation is a bit tough. Once you learn it, it will become easier. Got me? So learn it. We'll take up some exercise also to apply that grammar. Okay. Now coming into être. Être, to be. Être is to be. Okay. The conjugation, I'll write it in English so that you can understand it. To be is conjugated this way. Je suis. I am. You are. He, she is. We are. You are. They are. I guess yesterday I told you the difference between this day and this day. In English we have only one. For boys together, for girls together, we don't have the differentiation. Even with non-living things we have this. When you talk about all ballpoint pens we use il. When you talk about all fountain pens we use L. Okay. So this is for masculine group. This is for feminine. When it's a mixture of both, it will be il. Again, you should know this three and this vous. You without respect and for informally used for singular, and here vous with respect also and for plural. With respect you can use for singular also. Though it says plural, you can use it for singular with respect. Now come over here. To be is conjugated like this. Okay, the verb in English to be is conjugated like this. I am. I'm teacher. You are student. You are a student. Then he is a doctor. She's a doctor. We are. Okay, we are sportsmen. You are intelligent. They are whatever. They are historians. Something like that. Okay. You can fill up once you know the conjugation. We can go with the complement with the help of a dictionary. You can fill it up. Okay. But this conjugation you have to know. This is indispensable. You have to learn it. There's no way out. Okay. Now I'll read it. I'll read it once. Just listen to me. Être. Être. Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Elle est. Nous sommes. This S is not pronounced. I don't say nous sommes. Okay. I say nous separated. Two consonants. No problem. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Get a Z sound, sort of Z sound. Vous êtes. Okay, consonant vowel together. You shouldn't say vous êtes. No. Vous êtes. Okay. Ils sont. Elles sont. Okay. Once again. Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Elle est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Here you can ask. Here I told you get a Z sound. Here you get the S sound. The sizzling S sound. Ils sont. Elles sont. With AVOIR we said ils ont. Elles ont. Ils ont. Elles ont. Here we said ils sont. Elles sont. Okay. Once again. Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Elle est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles sont. Okay? I want you to come again with me. Let's do it slowly. Je suis. Je suis. Tu es. Tu es. Il est. is silent and the two, okay, because two consonant, no link. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Okay. So once you know these two things, there will be normally a confusion between this and this. I'll tell you an easy clue. Whenever you use AVOIR, you can see all the words starting with the A. You can have only with this, you have ONT. When you go with AVOIR, when you read both of these verbs, when you ask students to go ahead write a test or something like that, they will confuse ETRE with AVOIR and AVOIR with ETRE. There will be few of ETRE conjugation, few of AVOIR conjugation. And totally, they mess up both the conjugations. So you should know them clearly. Okay, so before getting into this exercises, first let us see what is AVOIR and ETRE. Perfectly get it, or you can write it in a piece of paper. Okay, so that when you come out with the exercises, you can easily apply it and get the answer right. Okay, so everybody, j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Coming to être. Je suis. You should not pronounce this S. Don't say je suis. It will be I Switzerland, something like. Okay, Swiss is Switzerland. It's not Swiss. Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Elle est. Nous sommes. S is not pronounced. Nous sommes. Link. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles sont. So have a, okay, picturize this. Picturize these things. Okay, look at the verbs. AVOIR and ETRE. Picturize this. Now we are going to apply it. We are going to apply it in the grammar exercise. Only then you can confirm that you have learnt it. Okay, only then you can confirm that you have learnt it. So if you want, you can just keep it, okay, write it once, which will be helpful for you into the exercise. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Means I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, you have, they have. Again over here, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Okay, now let's get into the exercises. Let us see how far you're going to apply it. You're going to do it and we'll check the answers now. Now you can see, complétez par le verbe être. Complete with the verb être. So can you recall what is the être verb conjugation goes with? Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Okay, now you can see the first sentence. Je dash chauffeur. I dash driver. Okay? What do you use? After conjugation. Okay, think about it, we'll see the answer. Actually, you can ask me, so in English we say, I'm a driver. The preposition a is missing over here. I'm a driver. We say, I'm a driver. I just translated the whole thing to make you understand. Actually, there got to be an a in English, but we don't use a preposition before professions in French. We don't use the prepositions. Okay, I just translated what is what here. I didn't use the preposition. Okay, for you to understand this. Why I have given like this? You should see that in English we say, I'm a driver, you are a student, she's an actress, he's a businessman, you are she is a secretary. We use a indefinite article, right? Okay, I haven't used it just because to let you know that we don't use it in French. But in English you do use. Okay, we do use. You say I'm a driver, it goes with a. Okay, now over here, the next one. Tu dash étudiant. Tu goes with what at the conjugation? Tu a. Okay, you know that, and we'll see the answers later. Okay, then étudiant is student. Okay, étudiant without a e means masculine. Okay, with the e it's feminine. Next, elle dash actrice. Actrice means actress. Actress. She's an actress. Okay, elle. Okay, next, il dash homme d'affaires. Homme d'affaires is businessman. Homme d'affaires, man of business. Okay, businessman. Elle dash secrétaire. She secretary. Okay, so you know the conjugation of that. You can just put it inside. Okay, inside the blank, in the blank, right? Next, nous dash photographe. We are photographers. Next, vous dash actrice. You are actresses. Next, il dash écolier. They dash school children or school goers. Next, elle dash ingénieur. They dash engineers. Les étudiants dash là. The students dash there. Okay. Now here we just have all the subject pronouns are there, and only one we have a noun over here. Okay. Étudiant. Students. Masculine plural. Masculine plural will replace by what? Third person. Plural will be replaced by. Étudiant will be replaced by il. So you have to assume that it is third. Okay. Assume that there is il over here, and you have to conjugate the verb. Okay. Let's see the answers now. You can see. Je suis chauffeur. I am driver. I am a driver. Je suis chauffeur. We don't use the article in French. Okay, we just say je suis chauffeur. I'm driver. அது மாதிரி தான் சொல்லுவோம் ஃப்ரெஞ்சில். பட் இங்கிலீஷில் when you say je suis un chauffeur. Okay. இங்கிலீஷில் I am, and je suis I am வராது. Okay, next. Je suis chauffeur. Next, tu es étudiant. You are student. Next, elle est actrice. She is actress. She's an actress. Il est homme d'affaires. He is a businessman. Elle est secrétaire. She is a secretary. Nous sommes photographes. We are photographers. Vous êtes actrices. You are actresses. Ils sont écoliers. They are schoolgoers or school children. Elles sont ingénieurs. They are engineers. Les étudiants, I told you, les étudiants is third person plural, which you got to know is il. Whatever il conjugation goes, you should write for les étudiants also. So les étudiants is third person plural, so you write so. So once you know the verb conjugation of that, you can easily apply it. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, then nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Since it's an exercise, it's been changed. But whenever you write a conjugation, never change the order. Always follow first, second, third person, il and elle. Nous, first person plural. Vous, second person plural. Il and elle, third person plural. Okay? This is verb with verb ETRE. Coming down with AVOIR. Okay? So, complete with the by the verb AVOIR. AVOIR means, I told you, the infinitive AVOIR means to have. To have. You can say about your possession, what you have. Okay? Here you can see, j'ai. You may ask, here you are using article, sir. I said, we don't use article only for professions. It's not profession. Driver, student, actress, secretary, photographer, profession. Adhanal we don't use it. Coming down here. Now, the verb AVOIR, okay? Je, actually it starts with the vowel, that's why they put an apostrophe, okay. Je, une sœur. I, a sister. You have to put the verb have. What form? In English it's easy. You can say, just put have for everything. Only for third person you say il or elle. Okay. That is has. For il or elle you change it into has. Now, next one. Tu dash un frère. You dash a brother. Il dash un livre. He dash a book. Elle dash une table. She dash a table. Okay. Next. On. Last session I talked about this on. Il, elle. Whatever the conjugation of il, elle will be there, the same conjugation will be for on also. Whatever il, for example, for AVOIR, il, a, just a. For elle also you get a. For on also you get only a. Ila, ella, ona. But o has got different meaning, okay, depending upon the situation. It can mean we, you, they, one, people, anything like that. Okay, generalize பண்றதுக்காக they use it. There is another form nu also, sir. Yeah, there is another form nu also. But here we generalize it. According to the situation, it takes different meaning. Okay, nu. Here, oh, in the we, you and me, நீ நானும். That's the first meaning it goes. Okay, we, you and me, நீ நானும் போலாமா? நீ நானும் we have, okay, both of us have. No, collectively, for all, we, lot of people there. Right? No, we dash a friend. Vous dash une chaise. You dash a chair. Il dash a café. They dash coffee. Suzanne tire un crayon. Suzanne dash a pencil. Elle tire des jouets. They dash toys. Now you can start applying the verb avoir, the first verb we saw on the board. Avoir. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Here they change the subject as Suzanne. They change the subject as Suzanne. Suzanne is a girl's name. So feminine. Third person singular. Third person singular. Okay. What do you use for? Al. Whatever al conjugation goes with, Suzanne will also take that. Because Suzanne is third person singular. Feminine singular. So you use the same thing what you use for al. Good. Done it? Let's check the answers. Likewise, O also is changed. O, whatever il or al as for conjugation will be the same for O also. Here are the only two, that is fifth and ninth only, the two different subjects you are seeing. O will be the same thing for il and al, and Suzanne is the third person, again the same thing only. Shall we move to this? Now you can see you are using the verb avoir for all these things, you can see. J'ai une sœur. I have a sister. Tu as un frère. You have a brother. Il a un livre. He has a book. Elle a une table. She has a table. On a une veste. We have a coat. Vest, okay, a costume, okay, coat. Next. Nous avons un ami. Okay, nous avons un ami. Nous avons, it goes, okay, nous avons un ami. We have a friend. Vous avez une chaise. You have a chair. Ils ont un café. They have a coffee. Suzanne a un crayon. Suzanne has a pencil. Elles ont des jouets. They have some toys. Okay? You can see that the conjugation of verb avoir, because these are basically very important verbs. You should not confuse with ETRE. And ETRE shouldn't be confused with AVOIR. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Okay? Now there's an exercise with both these verbs given. That is, AVOIR will also be there, AVOIR will also be there. Now they are given it. As time goes on, okay, the verbs within bracket will not be given. They will just put on top, use AVOIR or AVOIR. So logically you got to read the sentence, understand it and use AVOIR. When it has the meaning of possession, having something, you use that. Okay. And before this I wanted to tell you this. There are some expressions. Just a sec. Before doing this, I'll just make a now when we express age in French, for example, we say I am 20 years old. Okay, I am 20 years old. I am 20 years. This here, I am is a verb être. But in French, we normally say I have. That's the way they say that. J'ai, I have 20 years. I have 20 years. That's the age. Whenever age comes, it is expressed with AVOIR. It's an expression. We can't. But when you translate it, you cannot say I have 20 years. You shouldn't say that. You should say in English. The English way of saying is I am 20 years. But we use the verb AVOIR. Not only this, there are many expressions like avoir soif. Soif is thirst. Okay, to be thirsty. Okay, to be hungry, faim. To be hungry. Avoir envie de. To desire. To feel like. Avoir besoin de. Need of. In need of. To be in need of. Actually, it goes with avoir. Avoir. Avoir means what? To have. To have thirst. No. In English we say to be thirsty. But to be na after than server no. Yeah, avoir use பண்றீங்க. Frenchல exceptionally age express பண்ணும்போது when they express age, when they express thirsty, hungry or you desire or in need of, okay, or to be wrong, avoir tort, avoir raison. You got many expressions with avoir. Okay. Tort means wrong, T-O-R-T. To be wrong. So how could you say to have wrong, to have right? But that's the expression we use. We always express these words. That is soif, faim, envie de, besoin de, tort, raison, only with avoir. Age also, when you say, you cannot say je suis 20 ans. I am means je suis. I'm saying je suis 20 ans. It's wrong. When you express age, you got to use only verb avoir. When you express thirst, you have to use only okay, I am thirsty. So you say je suis soif. No, wrong. I am hungry. You can't say je suis. It's wrong. You have to say j'ai faim. The word verb is conjugated like this. J'ai faim. I am hungry. J'ai soif. I am thirsty. But it will be having the verb have. But it will be translated into English as I am. Okay, so these are the expressions that you have to remember with verb avoir. Avoir, age express பண்ணும்போது you use avoir. Thirsty, hungry, to desire, to be in need of, right, wrong, and all that will take the verb avoir. Now you have an exercise there that will help you out to go along. Okay. Now you can see those expressions there. First, AVOIR is given. I dash ETRE. I conjugation of AVOIR will be, you know that. Then tu dash timide. Okay, to be verb should be conjugated here, right? No problem. Then I given you the answer also here. Elle a soif. She, avoir is conjugated as a. Okay, she, actually it should be, when you say she is thirsty, அப்படிதான் இங்கிலீஷ்ல சொல்லுவோம். She is thirsty. I given the answer over here. She is thirsty. English is goes with the ETRE. When you say ESTA, it is wrong. So the only answer can be aswaf. I have also given the answer here. Aswaf. A got to be here. Al-aswaf. Okay. Al-aswaf. Swaf is thirsty. She is thirsty. But in French we say she has thirst. That way. Okay. In English we only say this. We don't say she has thirst. Okay. We'll say she is thirsty. Next. Le professeur dash la. The teachers are there. Professor goes you here. Okay, that's Mr. No problem. Le professeur dash la. The teachers are at the conjugation. It is plural here. Okay, so at should be conjugated accordingly. So it should be whatever you know that. Next, Brigitte dash Française. At to be conjugated. At okay, Brigitte it's third person. Okay, a girl's name Brigitte. So third person singular, at to be conjugated here. Then tu again to be conjugated the verb avoir. Why? Because age. But here I literally translated for you to understand. You are 16 years of age. You are. When you say are, it will be ETRE, but we use avoir only. So for avoir of third sentence, you got to be careful. It's not ETRE, but we use only avoir. And here also, you are 16 years. You cannot use ETRE, but avoir. Then, est-ce que vous dash un frère? Do you have? Vous avez. Okay? You. Again, vous conjugated with avoir. Then, you can see. We saw the timing also. Whenever you use the timing, you say a. Il a. So, address left here for you to conjugate il according to il. Here, il doesn't refer to a person. He, it, impersonal. Ena time refer pannudhu. Okay, it refers to the time that is not referring to any person but impersonal. Next, nous, at conjugation again. Okay, then il, our conjugation again. Okay, so these expressions you have to be careful. Swaf and what are the expressions I wrote on the board? Our, swaf, our, to. There are certain expressions which will take only verb our. Now you can see the answers. Conjugate the verbs between bracket in present indicative. They are given the bracket in between, okay, in between the brackets, and you got to conjugate it in the right way. Let us see. Je suis heureux. I am happy. Tu es timide. You are shy or timid. Elle a soif. When you say elle a, you normally go she has. But in English we say she is thirsty. We say she is. So this is has, no. But soif will go always with verb avoir, but it is translated as is in English. So she is thirsty. Okay, next. Les professeurs sont là. The teachers are there. Okay, the teachers here, les professeurs, third person plural. The teachers, third person plural, which is compared to the third person plural ILS form. Okay, ILS will have only SONT. So the teachers are. Next, Brigitte est Française. Brigitte is French woman, French citizen. Okay, next. Tu as 16 ans. Literal translation, you have 16 years. English, we don't say that you have 16 years. We say you are 16 years old. You are 16 years. But once when you express age, we got to use only avoir. So, soif and age, you got to be careful. Okay, soif and the age, you got to be careful. You use only verb avoir. When it translates, we say she's thirsty. You are 16 years old. Though we use verb avoir. Next. Est-ce que vous avez un frère? Vous avez. This est-ce que is a question tag that we use for making a question. Est-ce que. Literal translation will be is it that. Est-ce que. The right translation will be do you have a brother? Do you have? It's a question. Okay, you have. Do you have a brother? Next. Il est 14 heures. It is 14 hours. Next. Nous sommes français. We are French. At the conjugation of the form nous. Okay, nous sommes. Next, our conjugation. Ils ont une maison. They have a house. Got that? So these conjugations, avoir and être, got to be thorough with you. Okay. If you're not thorough with this, you will have problem when you go to the past tense. So these verbs got to be crammed up. The only complication in French will be the conjugation and the gender. If you overcome that, French is in your fingertips. You can write a novel with a dictionary. With the help of a dictionary, you can even write a novel if your vocabulary is good. Now this is to test yesterday's work. Yesterday we did the subject pronoun, right? Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle, like that. Now the verb is conjugated here. For the verb, both avoir and être only. The same avoir and être. If suis is the verb, what can be the subject pronoun? If suis is a verb, what can be the subject pronoun? A is a verb, as is a verb, what can be the subject pronoun? Okay? Now we'll do that. Let's see how far you can do it. If you have understood yesterday's subject pronoun, you should be able to do this. Okay? And today also I just did the same verb. The same verb you can easily correlate with the sound. Dash suis, dash a. You can easily correlate. Okay. Dash am doctor. Dash has you have a book to read. Okay. Actually have. Okay. Have need. Avoir besoin also is an expression I told you. To be in need of. Avoir besoin is also to be in need of. Okay. To be in need of. Okay. To be in need of rest. Okay. We use avoir, but it is translated as to be in need of. Dash sont en France. Next. Dash are in France. Dash our grandmother. Okay. I gave you the answer, no problem. Okay. Grammar. Our grandmother. Our grandmother. Dash an exercice à terminer. Has an exercise to complete. Avait peur de l'orage. Avait peur de l'orage. Okay. Avait is a verb and you should know the subject pronoun. So is a verb, you should know the subject pronoun. Likewise, next. Let's move to the fifth one. Dash et libre. Okay. Et is a verb, you should know the subject. A is a verb here, you should know the subject. A les cheveux dans les yeux. Has the hairs got the hairs in the eyes, right before the eyes. O in voiture. O verb and you should know the subject. Dash a un violon mal à la tête. A is a verb, you should know the subject. Let's look for the answers now. You can see. Je suis docteur. I am doctor. We don't use an article. In French, you don't use article in front of professions. Je suis docteur. Tu as un beau livre de lecture. Tu as un beau livre de lecture. You have a good book for reading. Okay. Next. Nous avons besoin de repos. We are in need of rest. Okay. We need rest. Nous avons. How do you translate it? We are using have verb. This is an expression which goes only with avoir, but we translate it in are, like ETRE. Okay, we are in need of rest. Next, nous sommes en France. We are in France. Tu es notre grand-mère. You are our grandmother. When you have the intimacy, they always use the tu form. Okay, they are talking to grandma, but still they use tu. When you have the intimacy, you use the informal tu form. Next, tu as an exercice à terminer. You have an exercise to finish. Next, vous avez peur de l'orage. You are scared. You are scared. This is again an expression with the verb avoir. Okay, as I said, avoir besoin, avoir peur is also an expression with avoir. When you say You are afraid. You will say you are afraid of the storm. Okay, per is afraid. The l'orage is of the storm. Normally you say are. When you say are, you will be induced to use the verb être, but you should not use it. Per goes only with the verb avoir. So, vous avez peur de l'orage will be translated you are afraid of the storm. Elles sont gentilles. Gentil is here in the feminine plural form. That is why you are using elle. So can be for both il and elle. Then நீ கேட்கலாம் ILSக்கும் போடலாம் ELLSக்கும் போடலாம் தானே so வந்திருக்க. We can use both. No. But gentil, the word gentil, the adjective here also agrees with the subject. Okay. So gentil is here feminine plural. So we use elle. Vous êtes libre. You are free. Next. Il or elle. Now I given both il or elle because a goes both for il and elle. It can be a boy or it can be a girl. Okay. He has the hairs. He's got his hairs in the eyes. Okay, the hairs are falling down on his eyes in the body. Okay, both of them they can have the hair. It can be masculine or feminine. Any of these two can be the answer. Next, ils ont une voiture. They have a car. Next, j'ai un violon mal à la tête. I have mal. This is also an expression. I have headache. Okay, j'ai mal à la tête. Avoir mal à la tête. It's an expression again. Mal à la tête. Okay, ils ont une voiture. They have a car. Okay. Now, as you keep practicing this, only if you keep practicing these verbs, you'll be able to apply into the exercises. And these are very important exercises for you to complete, even get into the passé composé, past tense and all that. And most of the expressions are used with avoir and être, and it's very often used. You can express yourself much easier with these auxiliary verbs. Okay, so we'll come back, have a recap on this. Come again with me. Avoir, j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. I repeat. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. On the other side, the verb être. Être is to be. Conjugate like this. Je suis. Je suis. Tu es. Tu es. Il est. Il est. Elle est. Elle est. Here also two vowels but no clash. Okay. Elle est. Nous sommes. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Vous êtes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Ils sont. Elles sont. Okay. So I also compared the conjugation. Have. It's easier for you, but you should know which subject goes with which verb. This only when you learn it by heart, the conjugation, you can apply it. So you got to learn the conjugations by heart. Even in a dictionary you can find that. Okay, I advise you to go for a bilingual dictionary where at the end of the dictionary you can see for the conjugations. All these conjugations will be there. Once you master the conjugation and the gender, French is in your fingertips. Okay, let us see the next group, okay, of the conjugations in the next session. Until then, goodbye. Catch you tomorrow then.